The glittering lights of the modern entertainment industry often create an illusion of perfection, a carefully curated facade where every smile is rehearsed, every public statement is meticulously vetted by a team of public relations experts, and every romantic partnership is elevated to the status of a modern-day fairy tale. In this high-stakes world of global celebrity culture, the line between an artist's public persona and their private reality is constantly being blurred, leaving audiences fascinated by what truly happens behind the closed doors of Hollywood's most powerful couples. For years, music enthusiasts and pop culture followers have watched the evolution of contemporary hip-hop and mainstream rhythm and blues, witnessing the rise of iconic figures who define not just musical genres but entire generations of fashion, lifestyle, and culture. When two such massive creative forces collide and form a romantic bond, the public scrutiny intensifies to an unprecedented degree, transforming every concert performance, every casual comment, and every social media interaction into a matter of intense global debate and analysis. The dynamics of celebrity relationships have always been a source of endless fascination for the public, serving as a mirror for societal expectations regarding loyalty, maturity, and the responsibilities that come with building a family in the unrelenting glare of the spotlight. If you want to stay updated on the latest shifts in the entertainment landscape and deep dives into the stories that shape modern pop culture, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. As we look closer at the mechanisms of fame, it becomes evident that the relationship between a performer and their audience is built on a delicate balance of accessibility and mystique, where a single unscripted moment on stage can completely shift the narrative that took years to build. Live concerts have traditionally served as a sacred space for musicians, an arena where the usual boundaries of conventional society are temporarily suspended in favor of raw energy, artistic expression, and direct communion with thousands of devoted followers who have invested their time, money, and emotional energy into supporting an artist's journey. In these high-voltage environments, artists often channel a specific persona that may hark back to their earlier days of independence, defiance, and unbridled freedom, creating a complex friction with their current real-world status as partners, parents, and mature public figures. This inherent tension between past artistic identities and present personal realities forms the backdrop of a growing controversy that has captured the attention of millions across the digital space, raising profound questions about what we expect from our cultural icons when the music stops and the house lights come up. The swiftness with which a brief, improvised statement during a musical transition can ignite a global conversation is a testament to the hyper-connected era we live in, where fan-captured video footage can instantly cross continents and spark fierce debates among diverse communities of onlookers. To fully understand the weight of the current discourse, one must examine the long and intricate histories of the individuals involved, tracing their paths from ambitious young creators navigating the competitive landscapes of their respective hometowns to their current positions at the absolute pinnacle of global fame. The journey through the music industry is notoriously treacherous, filled with shifting trends, fickle audiences, and a constant pressure to reinvent oneself while maintaining a sense of authenticity that resonates with a global fan base. For an artist who spent years cultivating an image defined by charismatic bravado, street-smart lyricism, and an unapologetic celebration of the single lifestyle, transitioning into a highly publicized, stable partnership presents a unique set of creative and personal challenges that are played out on a public stage. The narrative of the reformed individual who finds stability in the arms of an equally influential peer is a powerful one, capturing the imagination of the public and setting a standard that many hope will endure the pressures of an industry known for its volatility and fleeting alliances. When that narrative appears to be challenged by a momentary lapse in judgment or a provocative piece of stage banter, the reaction from the public is often swift, emotional, and deeply divided, reflecting the deep investment that fans have in the personal lives and moral consistency of their favorite stars. The phenomenon of social media has fundamentally altered how audiences interact with celebrity news, transforming passive consumers into active commentators, critics, and defenders who hold immense power to shape public perception through collective digital action. A single video clip stripped of its immediate contextual surroundings and broadcast to millions of smartphones around the world becomes a digital inkblot test where viewers project their own values, anxieties, and expectations regarding relationships, respect, and mature behavior. In the contemporary digital ecosystem, the speed of response is instantaneous, with platforms becoming virtual arenas where users analyze every syllable, tone of voice, and body language cue to determine the underlying intent of a performer's words. This culture of immediate judgment often leaves little room for nuance, as the complex realities of artistic performance, showmanship, and theatrical exaggeration clash directly with modern standards of accountability and public decorum. As the video in question began to circulate through various online channels, it triggered a massive wave of commentary that highlighted the deep fractures within the fan base, separating those who view stage banter as an extension of a musical performance from those who see it as a reflection of personal character and a lack of respect for a committed partner. The unfolding situation serves as a compelling study in the mechanics of modern celebrity worship and the fragile nature of public approval in an age where every action is recorded and scrutinized. It forces us to consider the boundaries of performance art and whether an artist should be held to the same standard of conduct while entertaining a crowd as they are in their daily lives as a parent and partner. The discourse generated by this incident extends far beyond the specific individuals involved, touching upon broader societal conversations about aging gracefully in the public eye, the expectations placed on fathers versus mothers, and the enduring power of a highly publicized romance to captivate and divide global audiences. As the initial shockwaves of the controversy continue to reverberate across social platforms, the stage is set for a deeper exploration of the events that led up to this moment, the specific reactions that have defined the public outcry, and the complex web of personal history, family dynamics, and artistic choices that continue to inform this fascinating chapter in contemporary pop culture history. The precise moment that ignited this sudden storm of public scrutiny occurred during a high-energy concert performance in Arizona, where the atmosphere was charged with the typical excitement of a massive live musical event. As the lights dimmed and the crowd erupted in applause, the charismatic rapper took a moment between songs to address the thousands of gathered fans, delivering a statement that would quickly reverberate far beyond the walls of the venue. In a piece of stage banter captured clearly on a fan's smartphone video, the performer leaned into the microphone and boldly proclaimed that if he were still single, he would have engaged in intimate relations with the members of the audience, using highly explicit and provocative language to emphasize his point. The exact phrasing, which quickly went viral across multiple social media platforms, expressed a sense of relief that the crowd did not know him during his bachelor days, suggesting that his past single self would have been completely unrestrained in pursuing the attendees. While the statement was delivered with the signature confidence and swagger that has characterized his musical career for over a decade, the reaction from the broader public was almost instantaneous, shifting from concert floor excitement to widespread online criticism within a matter of hours. The rapid dissemination of this video clip across the internet provided a stark contrast between the internal logic of a rap concert and the external expectations of a global audience that views the artist through the lens of his high-profile domestic life. Almost immediately, users on platforms like X, formerly known as Twitter, began to dissect the comment, with a significant portion of the online community expressing deep disapproval and disappointment. Many fans felt that the explicit remarks were highly inappropriate for a man who is currently approaching 40 years of age and who has transitioned into the serious role of a father to young children. The criticism was not merely about the vulgarity of the language, but centered heavily on what many perceived as a lack of respect for his incredibly famous partner, the global fashion and beauty mogul Rihanna, with whom he shares a highly publicized life. Commentators rushed to defend Rihanna's honor, arguing that such public declarations of availability, even when framed as a hypothetical look back at the past, were embarrassing and unnecessary for someone in a committed, high-profile relationship. The wave of negative remarks intensified as various social media users contrasted the rapper's provocative stage persona with the ideal image of a mature, supportive family man that the public has come to expect from him in recent years. One widely shared tweet sharply criticized the performer, labeling his behavior as pathetic and embarrassing given his age and responsibilities as a father of 3 children. Another frustrated netizen pointed out that the artist could have easily chosen a more standard, complimentary phrase to praise the appearance of the audience, such as remarking that everyone looked great that night, rather than resorting to what they considered the absolute worst and most disrespectful thing he could possibly say. A third, highly critical post took a broader, more cynical view of the situation, suggesting that the incident merely exposed a pattern of immature behavior that many men exhibit, and criticized the tendency of fans to elevate the rapper simply because of his association with a beloved and powerful woman like Rihanna. This severe backlash highlighted a profound disconnect between the artist's attempt to channel his old, uninhibited performer identity and the public's insistence on holding him accountable to his current status as a devoted family patriarch. Amidst the overwhelming tide of online condemnation, a smaller segment of the fanbase attempted to inject context into the conversation, offering an alternative interpretation of the controversial moment. These defenders pointed out that the provocative statement was not meant to be taken as a literal declaration of intent or a reflection of his current relationship status, but was instead designed to serve as a theatrical transition into his next musical number. The song he was introducing, a major hit titled Fucking Problems, is well known for its explicit lyrical content regarding the attraction to beautiful women and a self-proclaimed addiction to physical intimacy. From this perspective, the rapper's comments were merely a form of dramatic showmanship, a way to build energy and prime the audience for the specific themes of the track he was about to perform. Proponents of this view argued that live hip-hop performances have always relied on hyperbole, adult themes, and a distinct separation between the onstage character and the artist's actual personal life, suggesting that the public backlash was an overreaction driven by a lack of familiarity with concert culture. This defense, however, did little to quiet the storm, as the overarching narrative surrounding the incident remained focused on the implications for his relationship with Rihanna. The couple has been one of the most closely watched pairings in the entertainment industry since they officially went public with their romance in the year 2020, following months of intense media speculation and rumors. Over the years, they have cultivated an image of mutual respect, creative collaboration, and deep familial bonding, which has endeared them to millions of fans who view their partnership as a rare example of genuine affection in a superficial industry. By expanding their family to include 3 children, sons Urzay and Riot, alongside their daughter Rocky, they have solidified their status as a modern family unit, making any public statement that hints at infidelity or a longing for the single lifestyle highly sensitive to their devoted followers. The tension created by the Arizona concert video lies precisely in this clash between the enduring appeal of the artist's rebellious single persona and the domestic reality of a father raising 3 young children alongside a global superstar. As the online debate continued to rage, it became clear that the incident had touched a sensitive nerve regarding how the public views the responsibilities of male partners in high-profile relationships. The criticism leveled against the rapper reflected a deeper societal expectation that a man's language and public behavior should evolve as he enters new stages of life, particularly when his partner is an international icon who commands immense loyalty from her global fanbase. The contrast between the artist's explicit stage banter and the dignified, business-focused public image of Rihanna created a narrative imbalance that many fans found impossible to ignore. Every tweet, comment, and video analysis contributed to a growing digital archive of the event, ensuring that what might have once been a forgettable moment of concert improvisation became a permanent and highly debated chapter in the ongoing public chronicle of their relationship. This mounting tension set the stage for a broader examination of how the couple arrived at this point in their lives, the deep personal history that binds them together, and the unique familial influences that shaped their journey from longtime friends to one of the world's most talked-about couples. To truly understand the profound depth of the bond that ties these 2 global icons together, one must look far beyond the immediate noise of modern social media controversy and delve into the long, shared history that predates their romantic relationship. For nearly a decade before they officially became a couple, the 2 artists maintained a close professional and personal friendship, collaborating on various musical projects and frequently crossing paths at major industry events. This extended period of platonic connection allowed them to build a foundation of mutual trust and understanding that is incredibly rare in the fast-paced, often transactional environment of international fame. They watched each other grow, navigate separate high-profile relationships, and evolve as artists, creating a deep-seated familiarity that eventually blossomed into romance when the timing finally aligned for both of them. This transition from longtime confidants to romantic partners gave their relationship a unique resilience. making the current public uproar over a single concert moment appear to many insiders as a temporary ripple in an otherwise deeply stable and mature partnership built on years of shared experiences. The complexity of their journey together was recently highlighted by the rapper himself during an illuminating and highly personal interview on a prominent media platform, where he shared surprising details about how their relationship actually came to fruition. In a candid revelation that charmed fans worldwide, the artist explained that the entire romantic union was largely catalyzed by the persistent guidance and intuition of his own mother, who played an active role in encouraging him to pursue a deeper connection with the pop superstar. According to his account, his mother would frequently comment on his love life, openly expressing her desire to see him settle down with the Barbados-born singer and fashion mogul, even when he doubted whether such a match was realistically possible. The rapper recalled humorously questioning his mother's insistence, reminding her that a global superstar of that magnitude might not view him in a romantic light, only to later realize that parental instinct often possesses a clarity that individuals caught up in the whirlwind of fame cannot see for themselves. This intimate family dynamic adds a touching, humanizing layer to their grand love story, illustrating that even the most powerful figures in contemporary pop culture are guided by the simple, enduring wisdom of family. Reflecting on the timing of their eventual union, the performer expressed profound gratitude for how the events of his life unfolded, acknowledging that a relationship of this magnitude required a level of personal maturity that neither he nor his partner possessed earlier in their careers. He openly admitted that if they had attempted to build a life together at any prior point, neither of them would have been truly ready for the deep commitment, emotional maturity, and mutual sacrifice required to sustain a healthy partnership under the intense glare of global media attention. This self-aware perspective underscores the significant personal growth the artist has undergone, transitioning from an uninhibited young musician navigating the temptations of the industry to a man who deeply values the stability, love, and family structure he has built with his partner. The realization that their relationship happened exactly when it was meant to has been a source of strength for the couple, allowing them to anchor themselves in their shared reality even when external commentators try to define their relationship based on isolated incidents or scripted stage performances. The modern reality of their life together is defined by their shared commitment to raising their 3 young children, a responsibility that both artists have embraced with absolute devotion despite their incredibly demanding professional schedules. The expansion of their family to include their sons, RZA and Riot, alongside their young daughter Rocky, has fundamentally shifted their priorities, moving the focus away from the individual pursuit of fame and toward the creation of a supportive, private sanctuary for their children. Navigating parenthood while managing multi-million-dollar business empires, global fashion lines, and ongoing musical legacies presents an extraordinary challenge, yet the couple has consistently demonstrated a united front, prioritizing their children's well-being and privacy above all else. This domestic stability stands as a stark contrast to the provocative, explicit stage personas that both artists have utilized throughout their careers to entertain audiences, reminding observers that the art created by a performer is often a separate entity from the actual values and responsibilities they hold in their private lives as parents and partners. The enduring impact of this relationship on contemporary culture cannot be overstated, as they represent a rare example of 2 independent, highly successful Black creators who have joined forces to create both a powerful family legacy and a massive economic empire. Their partnership serves as an inspiration to millions of fans globally, who look up to them not just for their creative output in music and fashion, but for their apparent ability to maintain a deep, affectionate bond amidst the chaotic and destructive pressures of modern celebrity culture. Because public investment in their happiness is so incredibly high, the reaction to any perceived threat to their relationship, such as the controversial comments made at the Arizona concert, is magnified 1,000 times over by an audience that feels a protective ownership over their love story. This protective instinct often leads to immediate, emotional reactions online, where fans act as self-appointed guardians of the relationship, rushing to defend one partner against any perceived disrespect or lapse in judgment by the other. Ultimately, the controversy surrounding the live performance serves as a powerful reminder of the complex, often contradictory expectations that society places on modern cultural icons as they age and evolve in the public eye. The incident highlights the difficult balancing act that artists face when trying to honor the raw, provocative energy that originally made them famous while simultaneously respecting the mature, family-oriented realities of their current lives. As the initial social media storm begins to subside and give way to a more nuanced understanding of the event, it becomes increasingly clear that a single moment of provocative showmanship during a concert transition is unlikely to dismantle a deep, multifaceted partnership built on a decade of friendship, parental shared responsibility, and mutual love. The story of their relationship continues to be written, not by the reactionary comments of onlookers on digital platforms, but by the private choices, shared laughter, and quiet devotion that occurs when the stage lights are turned off. The cameras are put away, and they return home to the family they have built together.